guys and dolls. So, you're voting for reform. Let me tell you something. This is what people are saying about people who are voting for reform. One, yous are traitors. That's straight away. But I don't agree with on that because half yous haven't got a clue what yous are doing right now. You really haven't got a clue what yous are doing. So I'm not going to go down that road. I'm going to put it down to ignorance and desperation because there's no other party and it's the only hope. So frustrated right now, so angry with the British people because you aren't stopping to think about nothing. And this is only going to get a very small group of people because half of them aren't online. They're watching BBC, Channel 4, Sky News and of course GB News. You know, where their hero Nigel Farage is the only political leader to get a platform on mainstream media. And that doesn't ring alarm bells. So, reform of the New Labour. Reform are being set up by the establishment to take over a New Labour. The people that will be voting for reform come 4 years' time, if we don't get an election before that, will be Labour voters. 110%. The reason why Nigel Farage is pushing out all the right wing, anybody that's trying to protect my 5-month-old daughter, the reason why he's pushing them people out of reform, because anybody that's in reform right now, he's aren't here for her. He's aren't here for her. See her? It's my 5-month-old girl. It's her future you're playing with. When she's 20 years old, she might be having a child. When that child's 20 years old, that's 40 years' time. This country will be unrecognisable because of you reform voters, because of Nigel Farage. Nigel Farage is putting a nail in the coffin for England, not for Scotland and Northern Ireland, because what you are also doing is splitting up the Union. But Scotland will split away from England, and so will Northern Ireland in 20, 40 years' time. And see, when people look back, it will be Nigel Farage who will have done it. Nigel Farage has put the nail in the coffin. Nigel Farage has made it clear that he is not going to deport the men who have decimated our children in this country. They're saying there's 250,000 children that have been affected. 50 cities up and down the town, up and down the country. 1,400 girls and boys in one town, Rotherham, were affected by these men. Predominantly Muslim Pakistani men who are walking about the streets where the victims now are. And do you know where the victims are? The victims are where they are now. They're on the bottom of a bottle and they're addicted to drugs. And most of them are getting put in the jail for petty crime because their mental health is gone. What's Nigel Farage saying about that? Zero. What's Nigel Farage said about these men? I'll tell you exactly what he said. He says he cannot deport them. If we've got to take them with us. If we don't take them with us, we're in trouble. What if they don't want to come with us? You ever ask yourself that? This isn't a gamble. You're taking a chance on us, girl. You're taking a chance on our children. Nigel Farage is not the man for this country. Reform of the New Labour Party. The establishment is setting them up to take... This is why everybody that's fighting for my child has been kicked out of reform. Yesterday, British patriot, British soldier, British ex-soldier, British Army, PAS 49, gets kicked out of reform conference. How much evidence do you need that you are being fooled, you are being conned? We're going to deport every person that comes into this country, every foreigner that comes into this country illegally. This place is going to be full to the brim. Everybody's going to be rushing for the boats, rushing to come in here every way illegally because of that statement. Because they know once you're here, there's nothing he can do about it because he's not going to deport anybody that's already here or anybody that's coming here. We in Britain at the minute are going through something that is extraordinary. We have more people dying than we have having babies. The figures are absolutely horrifying. We don't even know how many people are in the country because the government are lying to us. I will discuss this with anybody live on YouTube, any reform voter, any politician, anybody wants to come on and tell me that I'm wrong and I'm not doing the best for my child. Come on my platform and argue with me. Come on my platform and tell me that I'm wrong. Because I guarantee not one of you will be able to tell me you're wrong. Because I've got the receipts, I've got the facts. I will debate any man live on YouTube who thinks Nigel Farage and reform are the answer for my baby girl. Shame on yous all. Shame on yous all. What's Labour doing right now? What's Labour doing? You think Labour's coming out and going on about, oh, Nigel Farage is going to deport? Oh, no. Labour are coming out and talking about the NHS. That's how much Labour don't care. Labour don't care. Because everybody that's voting for Labour will be moving to reform. The reason why he's pushing everybody out that's fighting for my daughter is because he wants certain people to vote for reform, and they won't vote for reform if there's people in there demanding the deportation of the men who are decimating our children in this country and are walking about the streets after spending a few years in a luxury prison. They're now getting flats and houses and walking about the streets where the victims are. What did our police do? Our police left children in cars with these men. They arrested fathers who went to get their children out of houses. I haven't heard you say anything about any of this. Not one peep out of any reform candidates about any of this. The most important thing that's going on in this country is the decimation of our children, and reform are silent. Going on about, we're going to deport anybody. No, you aren't. Tell the truth. No, you aren't. You are lying to the people. You've lied to the people since you've started this. Since Nigel Farage has came into the reform, they've done nothing but lie. Lie. They hoodwink the public to get our old people, our vulnerable people that don't know any better, don't know how to use the internet, and he's conning them. He's conning them to get votes so he can get power. Once he gets power, once he wants to be Prime Minister, nobody's going to stop him. And once he's Prime Minister, once he's got that title, he's going to hand it over to Mohammed Yusuf, whatever his name is. And that'll be your next Prime Minister of this country. And then tell me who's going to be deported. We've look at the state of our politicians. Look how many people are in government right now that don't represent my daughter. We've got a Justice Minister that is putting minorities before her. If she gets arrested for anything, a minority that stands next to her in the dock will get off later than her. No mention of that neither. Silence from reform again. The issues that matter in this country, the issues that matter to our children, reform are totally silent on them. And they come out and they tell you lies. They make it sound as if they're going to deport everybody when they're not. They're going to deport people from the minute they get in. And that's even if they do that. But all the sex offenders that are here, that are decimating our children, are all going to keep on getting their free houses, keep on getting their PIP, keep on getting university credit. I said there's 1.5 million a month going out on universal credit and PIP. Now I've done the figures. There's 2.5 billion going out a month on men that have come into this country illegally. On everything. Add it all up, guys. You can add it all up. I know we don't have the proper figures. I know we don't have the proper numbers. Add it up with the numbers they're giving you and you'll be horrified how much we're spending a month. A month. Anything from reform about that? Silence again. Silence. He goes in there with a JCB. We have children running about our streets with drug addictions and alcohol addictions and getting put in the prison because of mental health, because of men that have groomed them. Children that were vulnerable, children's homes, the same kids that were being abused when I was a child are getting abused today in 2025, but the predators are different. Back then it was people like Nigel Farage that was in power, politicians that were going into running about with Jimmy Savile and the rest of them and the BBC, running about, taking children, their pick out of children's homes. And now the exact same thing's happening today in 2025. All them children are affected in grooming gangs are all vulnerable children from children's homes. They were all looking for help, they were all looking for love, and they were all looking for attention. And what did they find? Where are they now? Who cares about them now? Nigel Farage doesn't care about them. Reform doesn't care about them. And yous are all clapping like wee seals. Arr, 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 arr. Oh, you're my hero. You should be all ashamed of yourselves. You should be all ashamed of yourselves. Absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting behaviour. Where's the rest of them? Where's all the rest of them? You've got people there backing them up. Influential people on YouTube backing them up. Shame on all yous. We are watching all yous. We know exactly what yous are doing. You're trying to get on the shirt tails of Nigel Farage to get a wee bit of power. Yous are all narcissists just like him. And that's all yous are wanting. Yous don't care about the children in this country. You don't care about her. All you care about is power. You want power that much. You're the establishment. Every single person on YouTube is speaking up for Nigel Farage or on X is the establishment, and they have got no care about our children. Shame on every single one of you, and we are watching every single one of you. We know exactly what you are doing, we know exactly what you're up to, and we are not going to let it happen. I'm Freedom Dad, and I've stopped smoking.